Welcome to episode 72. 70, oh shit, are we on 72? Let me think. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this to myself. I knew I was like 69 was that, 70 was with the boys, 71. We're on episode 72. I'm pretty am I confident enough to say that? We're just gonna go back and have a quick little look-see at the Big Messy Bun. I'm sure we're on, I usually write it down and I didn't write it down. So we are on, in fact, episode 72 of the Big Messy Bun. And I'm going to start with a read from one of my menopause books, The Menopause Movement. I'm reading you a little bit from page 205. Genital changes. Yes, this episode, if you didn't read the caption, it is going to be all things menopause, all things your body, all things some solutions, all the things. I'm going down there today. I am. I'm taking you there and we're going to go. I'm just going to start because I was sitting thinking about this, and I actually texted my boyfriend before starting. I'm like, "Lover, are you comfortable if I talk about our sex life?" And he was like, 100%. He didn't even like flinch. And I'm like, all right. And then he shared, he goes, I might have some input on it as well, like from a male's perspective. So consider this part one of the show. Part two will be later with Lance. But here we go. I'm reading this right from the book. You can lose the labia minora after menopause. Yes, my friend, stuff no one tells you about the hormone changes of midlife. The labia minora is important as a sexual structure. It has erectile tissue in it, and it is important for arousal and helps protect the urethra and vagina from potential infections or repetitive micro trauma like wiping, intimacy, and clothes. I needed to start with that because I have talked a little bit about my menopause journey, and I've alluded to parts of it, and I have always said I'm going to come back to another episode and share the details. And today was the day to do it. So I am going to be talking to you literally this on page 205 of this book happened to me. Yep. And I didn't know it was happening. So if you have not yet watched episode 12, I need you to go back and watch episode 12. Some of the props are coming into this episode along with some new hormones that I've been on, as well as devices that I use to make my life better and full and feel so good. So go back and listen to 12. Some of this will be a repeat of 12 because I'm going to get pretty excited when I read from my journals and different things. But we're going to talk about the changes in your body. I'm going to eventually get down there. I'm not going to show you my parts. That is something that I won't show you. But I will describe to you what exactly happened to me. So in around mid-40s is when I noticed discoloration of my labia. And I remember asking the doctor, and they just said, oh, that's just normal. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, well, it didn't seem normal to me. It was also very itchy down there, like so itchy. Intimacy back then wasn't really good, and it was also very painful. Showering, just washing myself hurt. I often felt like I had little paper cuts happening. And now thinking back, those little paper cuts were probably tiny tears of the menorah disappearing. So mine has changed a lot in its structure, as do many of you out there. So if you're not comfortable looking at yourself, I urge you to get comfortable and get educated on all of your parts down there. Because if you go to the doctor and you simply say, oh, I hurt down there could be a lot of things. So you need to get to know your body down there and be specific when you go. So you're able to say how you are feeling and what things are feeling like. So please do that. Get a mirror out, and it's not going to be comfortable. It took a long time for me to get comfortable enjoying the look of it now. Now I can look at it and I'm not feeling so horrible. But during my time without hormones, without vaginal estrogen, that is a hormone, without knowing more about my body, it was very difficult to look because I just thought, what the fuck is going on down there? Like, it was just awful. It felt awful. It didn't look that great. And let's fast forward to about 2020. Around 2019 is when I really felt itchy, all the symptoms of menopause. So I'm going to pull out my symptom book. If you are new to this podcast, I do have podcast number 12. I want you to go back and listen to. This was my menopause journal book. I called it my hormone book because I tracked everything in here. Now, I am coming through to, just one second, the beginning of my tracking. Okay, so, oh my gosh, there's so much in here. But there has to be so much, you guys. You've got to track your stuff, okay? Track it. So I'm going to bring you to some of my basic symptoms. This was happening from about probably 2017, 2018. Actually, in 2017 is when I feel that it really started. So I would have been, do the math, Katey, 2017, was I 46, 2017? I'm born in 1971. Someone do the math out there. I was about 45, 46. I had acne on my nose that just started to appear. And I tried every cream, every acne thing out there, and it just wouldn't go away. I then thought, okay, I must be allergic to something. So I tried removing foods. The acne stayed. It never went away until I got on hormones. So I had acne. I had so much sweating. The hot flashes are a real thing. And I had terrible hot flashes. My sleep was the shits. My mood was all over the map. Odor. Y'all, I had body odor, and I was never one to have body odor. And all of a sudden, I was like, woof, I could smell my pits. Not normal for me. Dry skin, urgency to pee, urgency getting up in the middle of the night, 3, 4, 5 times a night just to go pee, just not feeling good at all. I did mention again on episode 12, the heart palpitations that I had. These heart palpitations felt and are so real that I ended up in Emerge. And my family history, some of you have been listening and know that I have my family history, both my parents had heart attacks. They were very unhealthy in the heart department. So I thought, I guess I'm just getting this from them. I thought for sure I was just going to die at night because I had them so bad. And when I went to the doctor, they thought I just was having anxiety. They then thought I was depressed, so they wanted to put me on depression medication. And there is a time and place for those medications for some people, but I knew there was something else. Something just wasn't right. And then I started learning more about hormones and such. Sadness, I just felt shitty. Also around that time is when my prolapse made its appearance, like known. I'm sure I know I had vaginal prolapse for a long time. And part of that was postpartum, not knowing about my body and the trauma that it went through after having babies and then getting right back into busy life and not having the proper care for that. And then for myself, it was when the hormones finally left my body that it basically, my pelvic floor just kind of gave out. Like I can still remember the feeling of walking around like everything's trying to come out of me. I used a prop in episode 12, and I'm going to pull the prop out. I just need to get a glass of water, you guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to go grab a water. Sorry for the pause, but I just needed some water here. Okay, so in episode 12, I talk about my prolapse. Now, some of you might not even know what a prolapse is, and does everyone get it in menopause? No. And you can also have prolapse without being in menopause. So prolapse is different from menopause, but a lot of people experience the symptoms of their prolapse in menopause, because when you lose all of your estrogen and your hormones in your vagina walls, everything can start to collapse. And for me, mine was prolapsing really bad. And so I'm going to share with you a prop. I've shared it before. It's sitting right beside me here. If you're not watching this episode, you might want to head over to YouTube and watch this one, because I have all kinds of goodies that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm going to talk about my prolapse first, because it was one thing that became very debilitating for me. I have been a weightlifter my entire life, a worker outer, a health coach. This is what I do. And in 2021, everything was falling apart. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm so grateful that my friend Tammy urged me to start following Kelly Casperson. Kelly Casperson is the author of this book and many other books. She has a podcast, You Are Not Broken, and she's also on Instagram. Go follow her and you will learn from her. So we found her YouTube video. This was before she had a podcast. We found this little YouTube clip, and she was explaining prolapse, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, this is what I have. Started following her right away, and the rest is history. Now I'm more educated in menopause and here to share with you what my prolapse was doing to my body. So I bring along this little prop that I found at the Dollarama, and my vagina does not look angry like this anymore. I should find a new prop, because this was how I felt in 2017, 2018, 2019. I was so sore. I was not good at all. But I bought this little prop because it kind of shares what the prolapse was doing to me. So if you can think of this like the vagina opening here. And so for me, I have my vaginal walls are prolapsed, which means I have a rectocele, which is a rectum prolapse. I have a uterine prolapse and a bladder prolapse. So I've got a whole lot going on down below. And I'm going to get to a couple of things that have helped greatly improve my prolapse, okay? So this is if you got prolapse. This is huge. So before I used vaginal estrogen and a device called Uresta, this is what my prolapse was doing. So if you could think, this is like a normal vaginal opening, okay, in a pair of panties, sitting on your panties, normal, unless you don't wear panties and you're like a wild chick like me and you don't wear them all the time. That's how it would normally sit. When you have prolapse, my organs were literally sitting on my panties or my leggings or whatever I was wearing. They were sitting outside of my body. Let that sink in for just a moment, how fucking gross that felt. It was on my mind all the time. So uncomfortable. And I just thought this was just my new normal. And I thought, okay, the only way to fix this is surgery. And then I started thinking and looking into the surgeries, and I wasn't feeling, one, it was to find a doctor that was going to believe me. And two, that's part of the story here. Partway through my diagnosis, I knew I was in menopause and I knew I needed help. I then moved across the country. So I was living in BC. In 2023, I moved to Winnipeg, and I had to start the search for a doctor all over again. So this was my prolapse in 2023. In the fall of 2023, I finally got to a doctor and she did an exam and she says, "Oh, everything looks pretty good down there." I'm like, "What? Like, are you fucking crazy? Like, it does not look good down there. It is not. Like, my labia that I had left looked like little dried up raisins." I'm not joking, you guys. It's serious. I can joke and have a good time about it now because everything's working good and feeling good. But at the time, I had these little pieces of skin hanging on down there for dear life without any hormones for years. So I got started on hormones first to help with that prolapse. So I started with vaginal estrogen, and you can get all different kinds of vaginal estrogen. And this is a product, I'm just going to say this right now. If you have a vagina and if you are experiencing dryness, if you are experiencing itchiness, chronic UTIs, if you are not experiencing any of that, get using this. This is like prevention for you. This is the best stuff. If you, again, having dryness, intercourse is hurting, get using this twice a week. Twice a week. And if you have a mother or a grandmother who's maybe living in a personal care home or assisted living, get them on this. Your grandma, your 95-year-old grandma can get on this stuff. If you're unsure and you don't believe me, go check out Kelly Casperson. Also, go to Dr. Rachel Rubin on Instagram. She will explain to you in greater detail, medical detail. I am not a doctor, you guys. I am not. I am just your average woman out there who decided to learn and get control of her menopause. So get this going. This is going to help with incontinence. This is going to help with the prolapse. It's not going to fix your prolapse, but it's going to help. It's going to help so that you can insert things into your vagina that can help support you. Okay? So that's going to bring, this is the first line of treatment for my prolapse. The second was using something called Uresta. Uresta is a little device like this, looks kind of like a strawberry, and it goes up inside the vagina for me, and it just goes, well, it tucks in behind the pubic bone, and it just stays there all day and supports me. And if you have incontinence, if you're someone who does pee a little bit when you do jumping activities, laughing hard, coughing, lifting, if those make you leak a bit, get over to my Instagram page, and there's a link in my bio, and save some money on it and get trying this. You have a 30-day trial. I have not used this now since I've gotten it in. I've been using it 2 years this March. 2 years. This has helped with this. I know this episode's a little all over the map. There's lots to learn about, but this is going to help. This is going to help the tissue down there. That tissue is raw. It is cracking. It is hurting. It doesn't have to be like that. This is going to help prevent UTIs. Chronic UTIs will eventually kill some people. It will. My mother had chronic UTIs in her personal care home. She then grew resistant to any antibiotics. Anytime she got a UTI, which was frequently, two things. One, she was delirious because infections in older people will present like that. So if you go to see grandma and you've got a bit of a suspicion that something's off and she's normally okay, and all of a sudden she's having strange thoughts or communicating strange to you, she's probably got a UTI. She needs to get on vaginal estrogen, okay? Now, I'm just going to quickly check. My daughter doesn't usually call or text, and she just did. I think we're okay. She sent me a picture of them out for a walk. Okay, we're going to talk now. We're going to get to the hormones that I use. So in September of 2023, I started using, oh my God, I forgot it in the bathroom. Just 1 second. I use I use estrogen gel, a little pump of estrogen. I thought I brought all my hormones here, and I forgot this one. So, estrogen can come in many forms. It can come in the form of a gel, which I use. You can also get a pill. You can get a patch for this. And so I just take this. I've already used some today, so I'm just going to put a little bit on to show you. Just squirts on my arms, and I just rub it in. And sometimes I rub it on my legs, like any of my skin is fine. Now, I normally use 2 full pumps of this every day. Every day, 2 full pumps of that. Now, if you're listening to this in Canada, US, different countries, the equivalent might be different where you live. So always get that figured out with your doctor. I have a uterus intact, and so I also use something called progesterone. Now, even if you don't have a uterus, progesterone can still help with sleep. This is kind of like, if you look at these 2 hormones, they've been described many times as like estrogen is more like your wild friend and progesterone is more like your chill friend. So they get along and they go really well together. Okay. So estrogen, and I use progesterone at nighttime. And another beautiful hormone that I added to my plan, February of 2025. So I started on those hormones first, and then I started on testosterone. So I have a little tiny tube here. This little tube lasts me 10 days. And the easiest way I track it is I just use a marker and I write the date on the back of it. And then I know to use about a pea-size amount, and that you can rub on the back of your calf. I rub it on my thighs. I'm pretty like consistent where I usually put it on my leg somewhere, and that I use, and sometimes I'll rub it in with the backside of my arm as well. So I like to maximize my hormones, and if they're getting on my hands and then I'm washing them off, I just like to get as much of the hormone into my body as possible. So that is testosterone. Now there's all different kinds of testosterone out there as well. This is the one that I love and use, and this is one. So we use 1/10 of this tube. This little tube, when you go to the pharmacy, they're going to give you a bunch of them, and you just grab one out and use them as you're ready to use it. Now, hormones in Manitoba. I live in Manitoba, and I know in BC this is also true. Hormones that are covered for free. If you do not have coverage, these hormones are free. Okay. This one I pay out of pocket, and it's worth it. I pay $60, I think, $61.61 for 3 months. So $20 a month. This hormone here, okay, testosterone, I'm going to just give it its own little highlight reel, because all of those symptoms that you have, there's this general overall feeling of not feeling like yourself. This brought me alive. Like, this got my brain feeling more alive. This got my creativity boiling again. This got my libido back. You guys, I was dead as a doornail. Like, I wasn't interested. Part of it, I was in a shitty relationship. So you just don't want to because of that. Then I was single, not sexually active at all. And I remember talking to my doctor about that. And I remember saying, should I be pleasuring myself? Like, I don't want the tissue to die down there. She's like, oh no, like there's no proof that you need to. Well, now there is, you guys. There is proof that keeping the area stimulated. So whether you are watching this and you are single, or you're widowed, or you're not having any sexual relations, it is important to stimulate the area. So I'm going to bring you out another prop that I recently got, and this is called an Explorer, and it is a vibrator. And this vibrator you can play around with it and use it all different ways to pleasure yourself. And it doesn't even have to reach climax, you guys. Even just the vibrating stimulation on your labia, on your clitoris, will help blood flow to that area. So even if you don't orgasm, you will at least wake up the tissue down there. Now, if you're not using vaginal estrogen and the tissue's dry and it hasn't been touched in a long time, it might be sensitive. There's different settings on this to start with, and get using your vaginal estrogen. I'm going to tell you this over and over and over and over. Oh, and if you don't like creams, I have some friends that hate having a creamy vagina. Are you kidding me? Don't you want that? Listen, you put it in at night, you wake up in the morning, you wipe the excess off on your tissue, you're done. It is not gross. I'm not leaking this out. No, it feels so fucking good. And that is going to lead you to this. Now, this is a little device, and I did talk to my lover about where I can go with our conversation. And when I met him, I had not been with anyone for about 5 years. And I also had gone through everything that I just shared with you. I was so apprehensive about doing it, like going and experiencing that type of life again. Well, let's just say we are very fit for each other and it works really well. We have this really great, fun relationship, and we have an amazing sex life. I'm going to just say it. It is fun. It is safe. We are exploring. We bring this into the bedroom with the two of us. I use it by myself sometimes. Sometimes I use it while we're together. You guys, get creative. If you are in a sexless relationship and you're not going to just jump in the saddle, well, I kind of jumped into this saddle. We can talk about that on part 2 of this episode, but I am encouraging you to get comfortable. If you're not feeling good down there, if you're not feeling good up here, you're not going to want to do anything with down there. So when you are thinking about getting sexually active again or just waking up those tissues, it's a lot, you guys. Having intimacy, reaching that place of safety and pleasure, it is in your mind. And this testosterone helps with your brain. You guys, arousal, stimulation, all of that starts in our brains. And for women, good Lord, I find it even harder, especially an ADHD brain. I am constantly like, okay, Katey, you're doing it right now. Don't think about anything else. And it's not for lack of a good partner. He is incredible. It's just sometimes my little brain will like go elsewhere. And then I'm like, oh, no, this is where you are. This is where you are. And so these are things that are real about sex in your 50s, about dating in your 50s. Maybe you're watching this and you're like, good Lord, I haven't been with anyone in a long time. Okay, so let's get knowing yourself first. When I met him, I was very in tune with all of my hormones. I was feeling good. I was feeling myself. I knew I could orgasm because I could do it to myself. And then it was just a matter of like, am I comfortable with you? And turns out I'm very comfortable with him. So we have a great time together. Now, this is the Explorer, and you can find that on Kelly Casperson's page. Now, I'm going to talk to you about a couple other products that I got with my Uresta. So the Uresta company now has a water-based lube. So you can use lube when inserting this. You can also use lube while playing with this. If you need a little extra down there, that is from a company called Uresta. And they also have cleaning products for cleaning our products. So I use them to clean my Uresta. I also use it to clean off my vibrator when I'm done using that. So those are a couple of the things I've brought out for show and tell. Now, we're going to talk now about the notes that I took. So first things first, we're going to go just back to those symptoms. There is a symptoms list. I don't know if I highlighted it in here, but there is a symptom list that's like 70 things long. You guys, you might be just thinking, oh, it's just getting older. Oh, well, no. Don't oh well yourself. Please, please, please take responsibility and get in that driver's seat. I will tell you this over and over and over to get to know Oh, the ringing in my ears. Oh, you mean that could be, yeah, that could be menopause. Yeah. The chronic cough. The last episode I was listening to, my cough was really bad that in episode 12. And I'm not sure what's going on with me, but right now it's been really good. And it could be it just took a while for all my hormones to get to that place where I'm not having that chronic cough anymore. Like, it might take time. So again, I have been on this, and this since the fall of 2023. This since February 2025. 2023, 2025. Yeah, I'm on track. And it might take a while for your hormones to get back to where you feel good. And now my goal is to feel optimal. I want to feel my absolute best. If you came across this though, and you are like, Katey, I don't even know where to start. First things first paper. Know that you are not alone. You are not alone, my friend. And if you found this, someone sent it to you, you're here with me now, I want you to know you are not alone. You are not. You got to reach out. If you don't know where to begin, where to start, where to go, please reach out to this crazy chick on the Big Messy Bun, and I will help you get that first step to figure out where to go. Now, I'm going to be a little bit harsh here, and it's just out of absolute love. Do not sit back and wait for someone to fix it for you. Nope. You must take action. You must take that responsibility. If you sit back and wait for some doctor to fix you, listen, you might need to educate along with your doctor. When I would go to my appointments, here's another book I took. I took this to my appointment when I met my doctor, when I was asking for testosterone, because I knew I wanted it added. And my first doctor, I went in with my own journal because I didn't have these books yet. And I went in with my journal and I was like this. All right, here's what I'm having. Da, 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 da. This is what's going on. Da, 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 da. I went through everything. I was very organized, very on it. And she was like, okay. So she started me on my hormones. Then about a year and a half later, I went to go back to ask about testosterone. She was not in practice. She was having maternity leave. Her male husband was my doctor in replacement. He flat out said, no, testosterone is not for women. I left that appointment and cried my fucking face off because I knew it was good and I knew I wanted to start it. So what did I have to do? I had to get back in that driver's seat, get a referral to a doctor that specializes in hormone therapy. So I did that. You guys, get to know the people in your area. If you live in a small area, you might have to travel to a city. I don't know. But please, and you can learn a lot by watching videos, listening to podcasts, following a few doctors on the internet. Don't follow 10,000. You'll be overwhelmed. I'm going to give you my top doctors that I would listen to. Dr. Mary Claire Haver, okay? Dr. Kelly Casperson, and Dr. Rachel Rubin, and Dr. Vonda Wright. Those are the ones I would follow the most as far as like all over full fitness in there. Dr. Vonda Wright's an orthopedic surgeon. She'll talk to you about muscles and bones and all that good stuff. The other doctors are hormone doctors, okay? They prescribe hormones. Okay, so I walked into my next appointment with this book in hand. Go loaded, go confident into these appointments. Get up that day, shower, do your hair, do your makeup. Feel fucking good when you go in. Don't go in like a victim. Don't go in and like, oh, because they might just slap you on something else. Go in knowing. I went in knowing. And so you might feel like, holy shit, this is a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in, but you're worth it. You are worth it. Please take the time to get to know. Okay. Track your symptoms, okay? I guess I kind of went over this whole little sheet. Track your symptoms, educate yourself, get to know what's going on. And let's go back to basics, okay? If you're not doing anything for your general health, well, general health is important here. Are you moving your body? Are you eating a few vegetables and some protein every single day? Are you drinking enough water? Are you moving, you guys, lifting things, building muscle, keeping muscle? Are you doing that currently? If not, let's get you started. We got to get you moving. Are you laughing? Are you spending time with the people that are good for your heart and your soul? Because if you're spending time with downers and people that are just like going to pull you down, they're going to take you down. You do not. You might have to find a new little group here to hang with for a little while. And that is a-okay if you need to do that. But you need to get into that space, into that driver's seat. No one can do this one for you. Nobody. And yet you might be feeling completely overwhelmed. Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning. Do you want to know something? I honestly thought menopause and all this stuff when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, early 40s, I thought menopause was an area of life I was just going to skip over because I was healthy, fit, and strong. There's no way that my body's going to require any of that. Nope. You are not bulletproof, okay? You can't eat your way to better hormones. You can't sleep your way to better hormones. You can't lift your way to better hormones. Your body is missing them. And we have them to help you. So please understand, let go of old wives' tales or old messaging that was told to you. That you're weak if you take, no, this is going to give you the strength and power to do the things in the toolbox that you need to do for longevity lifestyle. This is going to give you the want to be alive again with your partner feeling. I thought I was done. I thought I was never going to have sex again and didn't ever want it. I initiate it all the time. So does he. We both do. We both want it so much and it feels so good. You guys, like it's important to know all this stuff because you might be feeling really lost in that area. Okie dokie, we're going to go back. Now go to basics. If you are not currently doing any form of movement, no lifting, you're eating one vegetable and if you're eating one egg twice a day and you think that's your protein for the day, no. Listen, you've got to get to know your body, know what a bunch of protein might look like on your plate. Know what vegetables look like. Know what grains are good for you. Like get to know and what do you like. Don't be worrying about a vibration pad and about red light therapy and fucking all the fancy shit that you can get. Worry about the basics first. If you get an infrared sauna, that's great. Good for you. But don't run out and get the sauna if you're not fucking lifting, moving, walking, laughing regularly, eating vegetables and some protein. If you're not doing those things, all that other stuff is fluff. It's just fluff. You don't need it yet. You might add it on later, but don't let that be where you begin. Get started with the basics and build. And guess what? The basics are just done on repeat, day in and day out, over and over. I'm about to teach a fitness class. My phone's blowing up right now because I told them, send me songs you want. So I am recording this just as I'm going to teach a class. And so I wanted to get here, though, before I started teaching, mostly because it's just a beautiful day here in Manitoba. Okay, I'm going to share with you my menopause toolbox. So the hormones that I shared with you on my little ledge here, I take daily, okay? The one hormone that I apply a gram, and a gram of this is from about your second knuckle to your fingertip. It's going to come with an applicator that you can shove up there and plunge up. No, put it on your finger, get it in and move it around, roll it inside. You don't have to go all the way to the cervix. No, get the opening, rub it on that labia like she wants it. She really, really wants it. If anyone out there knows of a cuter toy, it's time to upgrade the monster because my vagina is not feeling like this anymore. I'm so happy to report that. So this twice a week, a full gram. I usually do it Sundays and Thursdays. Those are the days I'm sure to floss my teeth as well. I don't always floss. I don't always remember. I don't always feel like doing it. So I do it Sundays and Thursdays regularly. And then if I floss in the middle of the week, great. And I also use this sometimes midweek. Sometimes if I'm at work, let's say, and I have to, maybe I have to have a poo at work, okay? I take this out to have a poop. That's just my own situation because I have a prolapse. If I'm trying to poop, sometimes this will pop out and I don't want that to fall into the toilet at work. Or home. So wherever, if I poop in somewhere, I'm taking this out. So I always keep a little bit of this with me because it's convenient, small, and then I can lube this up and reinsert right away. So sometimes I use a little extra of this during the week. I do actually all the time. And there's no harm in that. Okay. But for therapeutic purposes, you need to get this in the vagina, 1 gram up the finger in the vagina twice a week. Okay. So that's that. Get using your parts down there. Again, I went a long time without anything happening down there, and I'm sure it didn't help matters. Okay. It probably made my prolapse a little worse. Probably no blood flow to the tissue. There was a lot going on. So this is a really comfortable, it's dual-sided. You can kind of do all kinds of fun stuff with that. So get that into your toolbox. That's extra. Okay, my toolbox is my hormones, movement, everyday movement. I either walk, I lift, I move my body in some way every day. Prioritize a nutrition plan that will support you. Okay, so whatever your way of eating is it supporting you? Do you feel nourished? Do you feel full? Do you feel satisfied? That's all important, okay? So get to know what's best for your body there. Get sleep. Now, if you don't have all this going on, sleep might be a tough thing. Get to know what sleep is best for you. Is it better with the fan on? Is it better with the heat on? Is it better with a humidifier? Is it better naked? Is it better in pajamas? Like, get to know what's best for you. Laugh as much as you can, and practice gratitude because it will help. I know I share that one. Some people think that's a fluffy share, but I don't believe that. I believe gratitude has helped me get through many, many challenges, and menopause is not a walk in the park, you guys. You've got to get to know it. But I'm telling you this right now, you can thrive in menopause. I am thriving now. I feel alive. I'm doing more physically than I've done in a long time. I feel good. My sex life is fantastic. My love life is fantastic, not just the sex, our relationship. And that started with loving myself first. So please, please, please get to know you. And if you're in a relationship, you might have to get to know yourself again, okay? Because for many years, you're just busy in the grind, caring for kids. Then the kids are gone. Your vagina's dry. Oh my God, I don't want to have sex. I don't even like my partner. He's chewing too loud. Yes, audible sounds, audible. Oh my God, I couldn't stand the sound of certain things. That's another symptom. It is not in your head. It's true. You will hear someone eating a sandwich like 3 doors over. You'll be like, holy fuck, I can't handle that. It's all part of this, you guys. So I feel less of that now. I feel less of that irritation, that frustration. And y'all, you don't have to wait until you're in menopause to get treatment. Fuck no. If you're in perimenopause, if you're starting to feel symptomatic, go talk to your doctor. Don't wait till your periods are over. By then, you've now been without hormones. Trust me on this. My labia minora disappeared because of lack of hormones. Don't let that happen. We can't grow it back. It looks a lot better now. The tissue I have is much healthier. It's more plump. My clitoris is on good. Everything's good down there. But it was dead down there for a long time. So these will help liven it up, but it's honestly also how you are living your everyday life. It all goes together, okay? There we go. That was episode 72, part 1. This is going to be a part 1 and part 2 series. Part 2 will be whenever Lance and I feel like it's ready to share a little bit more about our life. We do want to share it because we have really found something really special within each other. And just last week, I had a friend reach out and she said she was so happy for me. And I said, you know what? He's a treat. Like, he is a treat in my life. And I said to her, we were each equally happy on our own, but us together is a treat. And so I urge you to get to know you first. Love yourself fully. Get to know what you really, who are you going to allow in your space? And then you'll figure that out. But anyway, I could talk about that guy for a whole nother episode, but I'm going to wait till he comes on the show and then you'll get the two of us together. So that part 2 will come at some point, not sure when, but for now, hit follow, share this show with whoever you think might benefit from listening to it. Can we just talk about the sun rays coming in here right now? Like, I look like a fucking movie star. Like, seriously, the lights are just coming in so perfect. My gym is in the next room, so I am going to go set up my Zoom for my classes. You guys, I also want to just do one more plug. My app, you guys, is happening. So if you're unable to attend my live classes, my fitness app has all levels of fitness. I'm right now in the process of adding to the app. That will be coming mid-May. I will be adding every month or every second month new programming. So it's not like you purchase one thing and then that's it. No, I am in it. I am in it to deliver. So please check that out. And I'm going to put links to everything. I'm going to try to link it all into the show notes of this show. If not, head to my Instagram because you can find everything there. And that's it for today, folks. Hit the follow, hit the share, and get in the driver's seat because you are so worth it.